So this is the market breakdown or market recap for today. And I will be looking for, or showing you guys rather, the trades I'm going to be looking for tomorrow. So on CAD JPY, I think we're going to continue long. We've been in kind of an odd market, but higher high consolidated, right? Came down, broke this high, higher low, higher high, equal lows taken out, but now we're in an uptrend on the smaller time frames like the 4 hour. And we had some selling volume right here that I think we should come back to before we continue going up. So area of interest here, this candle right before the move up, got a high here that I think we should sweep. Overall, we're heading up. It's kind of subjective, but the longer you practice, the more it makes sense. We're heading up, have highs, have a gap in the market that we should come to. And Euro JPY. So same deal, kind of odd. Higher high, higher low, higher high, potentially higher low. See if we can continue moving on to the 4 hour time frame. Again, we have another gap in the market right here. We should fill this gap right about here and then head up to the next gap in the market, taking out this high. So higher low here. So this here was a higher low, but I think that we can have, a deeper retracement down into levels below this one. So maybe take out this low and then head up, because higher high, higher low. And then you could look at this higher high here, potentially higher low at this market gap. AUD JPY, going to go to the 1 hour. So it's doing what I thought it would do. We just swept this low here, and maybe if we go to a lower time frame. Okay, so this looks pretty good. If we can break above this, lower low, lower high, lower low, break it. This is just market structure, guys. It's all this is. Break it, come back down, head up. I think that we have higher time frame objectives for sure. I think that we could fill in the gap right here and take out this high, because if we do that, we'll be creating a new high, higher low, higher high, equal low, higher high. So we're still bullish. So, and then we filled the gap here. So filling gaps and taking out highs and lows. Euro NZD. This one's a bit tricky. We are definitely trending upwards. Lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high here, higher low, higher high, right back at this higher low. So if we can get some chopping around of price and then a break of structure, that would be really good. I like this one a lot because we are at our kind of the last point for us to remain bullish, because if we break this, we're going to be bearish. NZD USD, love this one. This one's really good. So we have this huge run here, huge run from here all the way up to here. We have got no pullbacks, but higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, equal highs, broke this. So we were bearish. Lower high, failed to make a lower low, and we broke above this. So I am bullish on this pair right now. And until we get a break of structure, I'm going to be bullish. So if we break this, form a lower low, we could be looking for a pullback to sell, but I am bullish on this pair. We have we have resistance here, okay, that is probably going to be taken out, because you know that people are going to start placing sells right when price gets up to here. Right when price gets up to here, people are going to start selling, so they're going to take it out. and fill this gap over here, gap in the market right here. I like that. I also like CHF-JPY, 4-hour time frame. Once again, gap in the market, okay? So this is a little more clear than Euro-JPY. This, with Euro-JPY, we had higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? But on Euro-JPY, this higher low was a little more pronounced, so it was difficult to tell what would happen if price broke it. Here, however, it's pretty obvious that higher high, higher low. This is one big run, higher high, should make a higher low somewhere in here. Let's look at our EMA, we're below it. So I think if we fill in this gap, we should be good to go to fill in the gap up here. On AUD NZD, I thought we were going to go long today, but we did not. If I go to the daily time frame, you can see from a higher time frame perspective, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? And then within this push down, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, failed to make a lower low, broke this, higher high, should have continued up, but engulfed all the way back down. So I think that we might come up to a gap on the 3-hour time frame that we need to fill right here. And then we should come back down to some selling here, this big selling before the run to the upside. I think we're going to come back down to that. There's also some gaps. So this is what AUD NZD is looking like for me. We are now bearish again. Boom, 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 boom. Broke this. Now we're bearish. AUD USD, I think we are going to continue up. We came to a higher time frame level of interest, and we are rebounding from here. Should make a new high on the 4-hour as long as we break some kind of structure here. Going, that's what this is supposed to be. Doesn't look like it, but all I'm saying is if we get something like this, break this structure, we should be good for longs. And then our next pair, we will continue. So actually, real quick, I want to add to this. Higher high, well, lower low, lower high, failed to make a lower low, higher high, should be good to continue long, at least up into this gap here. USD CHF, I'm going to go to the daily. So I think we have, ultimately we have more room to the downside, but I want to say, so chopping, right? Lower low, higher high compared to this, higher low, higher high, came back down into the higher low, and we have a gap in here that we should fill before heading up. Then we have another gap right here that we should fill with some buying pressure right here. This green candle buying before the huge fall, so we should come back up to there. And then GU, nothing too clear at the moment. GBP AUD, I am actually in this trade right now. It's a bit contradictory because I'm long on the Australian dollar, but I do like this because it's pretty clear what we're doing in terms of structure. In terms of structure, we are bullish, at least on the 4-hour. We are bullish right now. Higher time frame, I do think we have some room to the upside. So bullish, pullback, right? Now, if we had done this, which I considered, if we had gone like this, if we'd made a new lower low here, we would be bearish. But don't assume that's going to happen. Always go with what you see. So what happened? We are now bullish again. Higher high, higher low. So now we have this kind of funky movement, but we are now bullish again. We broke structure here to the upside. We are now retracing into the 61.8, and we are also coming into some selling right in here. I didn't get the best entry in the world. I wanted to get in sooner, but entry would have been right there, stops below here. So that's what it's looking like. I think it would have gotten into the trade. Yeah, so barely got in, stops maybe a little bit lower, probably where I originally had it, but I like this trade a lot. Target right up here, pretty clear right there. Resistance, take it out by a little bit. And then we have Euro USD. So this is the last trade that I'm looking at. We have some resistance right here that we never retested after, having this huge run. This is just one huge push here. This is one ginormous leg. And then there has not been much of a pullback at all on anything. So what I am looking at, it's a bit tricky, but what I think is, so we filled this gap, this big gap in price, like this whole candlestick. We filled about half of it, which is fine. So we filled about half of this, and then we pushed to the downside very quickly, okay? So after this push to the downside, we stopped at this support level. So people are buying here. So we should fill the gap here that we left, the gap in the market that we left. We should fill it and then take this out. And I think that we can maybe get an overall pullback or a deeper pullback to somewhere down here, fill this gap, and come back down to this support or resistance level. And this is a really nice risk to reward, 38-1. So I'm watching that, and I'm watching everything else. Euro AUD, nothing interesting, and Euro CAD, nothing interesting. Same thing on GBP NZD, didn't see much. And then this is at the top of my list. So that is all that I have, and that is what I'm looking at for tomorrow, which will be the 14th of October if you are in the United States.